And so I'm going to take my time to share this announcement with you, ladies and gentlemen. The Republic Media Network is proud to share with you the fact that our network has recorded a long interview with Pradhan Mantri ji, with the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, this morning. And in that interview, in that conversation, which went in from an informal conversation on his lawns, and then we met after some time since the Republic Summit, had an informal chat. I asked him how the campaign was going. Here are some wonderful pictures, some great moments from our conversation on this warm May morning, ladies and gentlemen. And then we went on for the interview later. And I'm not going to tell you everything about the interview today because I want to build the suspense. I can only tell you that in this interview, the Prime Minister has very sharply and in his characteristic style addressed the hardest political issues of this mega 2024 campaign. Viewers, having had the privilege of several interviews with the Prime Minister over the last 20 years, and specifically quite a few interviews and conversations and opportunities to meet and observe and learn from him quite a few times in interviews over the last 10 years that he's been the Prime Minister of the country. This one, I can tell you without doubt, is exceptional. The Prime Minister has complete and remarkable clarity on issues, from the Ram Mandir to the caste issue, to the Muslim quota, to India's geostrategic positioning. We've always known him as a master communicator. But if you see this interview, you will yourself realize that 400 par is a completely achievable target and that the Prime Minister believes in it. But most importantly, in this interview, you will get the clearest picture of the issues on which he is seeking this mandate from you. Before the interview, as I told you, I could snatch a few moments from him, maybe about 10 minutes of an informal conversation with him on the lawns of Sat Lok Kalyan Marg. On a warm May morning, he looked thoroughly relaxed and fresh as we strolled around the lawns of 7 Lok Kalyan Marg this morning. I'll run a small clip, and remember, the interview is playing out tomorrow. नमस्कार नमस्कार कैसे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी?
देखिए, मजदूरी कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, आप इतना आजकल घूम रहे हैं और बहुत कैंपेनिंग बहुत इंटेंस है इस बार आप।
वैसे हर चुनाव में करते हैं, कोई ज़्यादा अलग से कर रहे हैं ऐसा तो नहीं है।
पर इस बार रोड शोज बहुत हैं आपके। ज़्यादातर हमने देखा
हुआ क्या है जी कि शाम को हमारा एक प्रॉब्लम ये है, ये हेलीकॉप्टर का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि सूर्यास्त के पहले आपको लास्ट डेस्टिनेशन छोड़ना करना पड़ता है जी। उसके बाद एक्चुअली कैंपेन के लिए 3-4 घंटे का सही समय होता है। अब वो मेरे जैसे को काम नहीं आता है, क्योंकि मेरे लिए तो फिर उसमें से मैंने एक रास्ता खोजा जी कि जहाँ मेरा डेस्टिनेशन ख़त्म हो जाता है तो मैं एक स्थान पे रोड शो कर लूँगा, तो एक एक्स्ट्रा कार्यक्रम मेरा।
प्रधानमंत्री जी, मैंने जो ऑब्जर्व किया आपको, आप बहुत मास कांटेक्ट, 1-to-1 कांटेक्ट करते हैं जब आप जाते हैं। मैंने देखा अहमदाबाद में एक बुजुर्ग महिला ने आके राखी भी लगाई है आपको।
जी।
तो उस तरह का कांटेक्ट जो है वो रैली से ज़्यादा इन रोड शोज में भी होता होगा।
वैसे रैली में भी अनुभव आता है, रोड शो में सिक्योरिटी की मर्यादाएं रहती हैं
जी।
तो मैं ज़्यादा उनको एड्रेस नहीं कर पाता हूँ, लेकिन मैं देख लेता हूँ कि हाँ यार, कोई खड़ा है, कोई चाहता है। जैसे कुछ बच्चे आजकल पेंटिंग बना के ले आते हैं हाँ, लेकिन उनके समाधान के लिए मेरा मन करता है कि मैं उनको ले लूँ। अगर एड्रेस है तो मैं चिट्ठी लिखता हूँ बच्चों को
जी। तो मोदी जी, ये कैंपेन मैं तो आपको बहुत सालों से फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, ये कैंपेन में कुछ अलग आपको लग रहा है पिछले 2014 या माहौल? और माहौल की बात जो होते हैं, इंटरव्यू से पहले पूछना चाहूँगा, ओवरऑल माहौल कैसा लग रहा है आपको इस बार?
देखिए, 2014 के चुनाव में जब मैं गया
जी,
तो देश मुझे जानता नहीं था। मैंने थोड़ा बहुत मीडिया से जानता था, और मैं गुजरात में काम करता हूँ, उतना ही पता था उनको ये मालूम तो था नहीं भाई एक्चुअली क्या है। तो लोगों की क्यूरियोसिटी बहुत थी। तो 2014 में देखता था, मैं जो चीज़ कहता था उसको वो बहुत ही एक प्रकार से नापने की कोशिश करता है, समझे उनकी आंखों से दिखता था। अच्छा, कि क्या ये हो सकता है, क्या ये संभव है क्या, क्योंकि उन्होंने ऐसा कभी देखा नहीं। जी जी जी, उनके लिए सब नयापन था। 2019 में गया जी, तो मैंने देखा कि एक बड़ा विश्वास का नजर उनको लग रहा है यार, आदमी 14 में जो कहता था 5 साल उसने डिलीवर की, बर्बाद नहीं किए। उसने लगातार जो कहता था उसको करने का प्रयास किया। लोग मुझे इस बात पे जज नहीं करते थे कि हुआ या नहीं हुआ, पूरा हुआ या आधा हुआ, लेकिन ये जज करते थे कि दिशा सही है कि नहीं, प्रयास ईमानदारी से हो रहा है कि नहीं, और मेहनत करने में कोई कमी है क्या। और इन सारी कसौटियों पे देश ने कम से कम मुझे पॉजिटिव पाया। 19 में जब मैं गया तो ये अनुभव था जी। 24 में मैं देख रहा हूँ कि मेरी सफलता ही मेरे लिए चुनौती बनती जा रही है। सफलता इसलिए चुनौती बनती जा रही है कि उनको लगता है यार ये 14 में कहता था, देखिए 19 में यहाँ तक गया, 19 में कहता था यहाँ तक गया। अब उनको अपेक्षाएं रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी की बहुत कम है। अब सामान्य हिंदुस्तानी मानता है कि हमारा देश पीछे नहीं होना चाहिए, हमारा देश अब आधुनिक होना चाहिए, हमारे देश में वैज्ञानिकता होनी चाहिए। ये सामान्य मानवीय की सोच है और वो एडप्ट करता है। खास करके डिजिटल इंडिया ने जी उसको अनुभव करवाया जी 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 कि ये सब संभव है, हम भी ये कर सकते हैं। सामान्य मानवीय को, वरना टेक्नोलॉजी घर में घड़ी भी टाइम सेट करना है तो पहले सोचता था कि घड़ी का टाइम सेट, तो बच्चे को बुलाता है, अरे देखो यार वो घड़ी लेट चल रही है, सेल बदलना है। तो आज ऐसा नहीं है एक, और इसलिए मैं समझता हूँ कि ये समय आकांक्षाओं का समय है, बहुत बड़ी आकांक्षाओं का समय है। और ये आकांक्षाओं का समय है तो मेरा उत्साह भी और बढ़ गया है।
So that's only a warm-up for the interview, and the interview is on several times tomorrow through the day, and of course we'll be playing it at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for that. And now for my lead. My lead tonight is on the excessive and unnecessary aggression of the BJP's Navneet Rana, trying to do an Owaisi of the hardcore Hindu variety. She has said that if Owaisi Jr. said, remove the police and his people will show you what they can do in 15 minutes, she says her people will need 15 seconds to show the other side what they can do in turn. Because I supported Navneet Rana when she demanded the right to chant Hanuman Chalisa right outside Matoshri in Mumbai. I think her arrest was completely unpardonable and absolutely showed the cowardice of the Uddhav government. But, ladies and gentlemen, this 15-second kind of comment is not just bravado, it is a desperate act of polarization. As desperate as Owaisi Jr.'s. And what is worse is that these kind of statements will give the Owaisi brothers the fodder to try and justify their own comments. I am a right-winger. You all know I am a right-winger, viewers. But being right-wing does not allow you the right to threaten, to assault and physically harm others, including the minority community, which is what both Navneet Rana and Owaisi have done. Even in the heat of the campaign, there has to be a Lakshman Rekha which you don't cross, which even Navneet Rana in her unthought enthusiasm has crossed. That is what I think. Here's a quick report. Then we debate, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, debate number 1 this evening. Yes, it's there on your screen, 15 seconds versus 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of a fight are we setting up for? Debate number 2 this evening. Adhir Ranjan. After the African remarked the N-word, he's competing with Sam Pitroda. We have an exclusive with Shamika Reddy on her majority, Shamika Ravi of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council on her majority-minority report, which has got everyone talking. We have a debate on that. Is the majority in danger instead? A lot more coming up, viewers. And here are the headlines. This Thursday evening on the Debate Tonight. Viewers of Republic, please look out for the most exhaustive conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, right in the middle of the 2024 campaign. 283 seats have gone to the polls, so it's right halfway through the House. There are three parts in this interview: the politics of the campaign, the vision for Bharat, and the global challenges. Most importantly, there are things that the Prime Minister has said in this remarkable interview which will make global headlines. This interview is all day tomorrow, and of course at 7 and 9 p.m. as well tomorrow evening. Competing with the Owaisi brothers can be a terrible idea, but new BJP entrant and Member of Parliament Navneet Rana proves her worst critics right by issuing a 15-second warning to the Owaisi supporters. BJP keeps a distance from it, importantly, letting Navneet Rana fight her own battles, and that in itself shows that there is a signal of disapproval from them. Yesterday on the debate, I told you about the Congress party's motor mouth problem, and today Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary happily joins that list.
Wrinkle-resistant, stretchable, Smart Dry Tech Pro by Blackberries.
This was the Congress party's election to lose. Congress leader after Congress leader seems intent to prove them right. She is known for headline speeches, but nothing justifies her 15-second threat, obviously targeting the minority community. As I said before, this is the kind of comment that helps the Owaisi brothers and the pseudo-seculars justify every wrong they've done over decades. Let's debate.
कि पुलिस को 15 मिनट हटा दो तो हम दिखाएंगे बोले कि क्या कर सकते हैं। छोटे को मेरा कहना है, तेरे को 15 मिनट लगेंगे छोटे, और हमको सिर्फ 15 सेकंड लगेंगे। 15 सेकंड पुलिस को हटाएगा, 15 सेकंड अगर पुलिस को हटाया तो छोटे को बड़े को ये पता नहीं लगा कहां से आया और कहां को गया। सिर्फ 15 सेकंड लगेंगे हम लोगों को जिस दिन हम मंच पे आ गए। इस बार मतदान करना है तो माधवी लता को, हमारी शेरनी को इस देश के पार्लियामेंट में भेजने के लिए होगा। इस बार मतदान अगर वोटिंग करना है तो हैदराबाद के सभी हिंदुओं को जगाने के लिए होगा। मैं आप लोगों से, सभी युवकों से विनती करूंगी कि आपकी बार
Has Navneet Rana helped the Owaisi brothers? You understand what I mean. And joining me on the debate this evening is national spokesperson of the BJP, Nalin Kohli, and Advocate Waris Pathan, national spokesperson of the All India Majlis-e-Ittihad Muslimin, who owes his allegiance, of course, to the Owaisi brothers. Nalin, what kind of language is this? What kind of language is this? She's now officially with the BJP.
We don't approve of it. I'm saying it as blunt. Inappropriate. We don't approve of it. I personally don't approve of it. It's not the kind of language that anyone should use. Certainly not give it a communal touch in this manner. And how can you threaten something? It goes against the constitution. It goes against political norms. It only, I think you have summed it up. It'll only help the Owaisi brothers to come up and try to justify the wrong comment that came from their end.
Then what action have you taken against Navneet Rana?
I'm sure something would follow. I can only speak in my capacity as a spokesperson. I can speak in my personal capacity. But what I can say is it's certainly inappropriate. And I'm also curious to hear if anyone has a counter view, not the channel, is for those who are going to come on heavy on this, I'd like to see if there is any parity. Because the very people who are today criticizing it, we'd like to see if they criticized Owaisi brothers too. So I stand on the side that that comment is completely inappropriate, as is this comment.
Okay. Waris Pathan, in 2019, Akbaruddin Owaisi proudly defended his speech where he issued the 15-minute threat. He said the RSS people are still to recover from my 15-minute speech which I delivered in 2013. He was not apologetic. He was not sorry. He was proud about it. And you have been defending him over the last 11 years. So Waris Pathan, you know, did you at any point of time issue any official apology for his comment? No. Then in that case, how do you expect the BJP to apologize?
Well, Arnab, after the three phases of the polls which conducted in the country, the BJP is totally rattled, shattered and frustrated. And that is why such kind of statements are coming. Navneet Rana contested the election from Amravati and she knows it very well that she is losing the election badly. Against her, Anand Raj Ambedkar was contesting. Our party supported Anand Raj Ambedkar there, who is winning handsomely. So the frustration came out from her speech, which she delivered in Telangana.
Answer my questions that what moral authority do you have to demand an apology from the BJP on Navneet Rana
what will they
when
do?
you came and justified the statements of Akbaruddin Owaisi?
Well, Akbaruddin Owaisi, the statement which was made by him, for that he was taking treatment in London. He left the treatment halfway. He came before the courts. He surrendered himself before the court. He was in custody for 42 days. He came out on bail for 10 long years. He fought the legal battle. And after hearing both the sides, the court acquitted him. He is acquitted. Now, when will an FIR be registered or filed against Navneet Rana? When will the election commissioner take steps to ensure that such kind of things don't happen? Why is the election commissioner not taking steps? The Supreme Court guidelines are clear. This is a direct threat. This is directly dividing the community. This is directly creating disharmony in the country. And this is polarizing. This is totally a hate speech as per the guidance laid down by the Honorable Supreme Court. Now the police machinery must come forward. They should register an FIR, arrest Navneet Rana. And the election commissioner would also issue a statement that yes, this is wrong. This is against the code of conduct which is led by the election commissioner. Why is she making such kind of not only her?
Have you been
After
able,
the three phases
not
of
once
poll,
has Waris
the BJP
Pathan
is
been able
totally
to gather
rattled.
the courage.
Now they will come
And I
after
would
the
say to
Muslim.
Waris Pathan, take a deep breath, gather some courage. Thodi himmat rakhiye. And viewers and
we are courageous people. We are not afraid. We say if she wants 15 seconds, we are ready to come. No, if she wants 15 seconds, the police should go away. We are ready to come. Come on, kill us. What do you want to do? Put us in the gas chambers. Kill us mercilessly.
Says the man who says,
we are ready to come.
हम 15 तुम 85, 15 मिनट दे दो, मैं दिखा देता हूँ मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ.
To remove the police and do the needful.
Viewers, Waris Pathan is one of the
why
most...
do you go for that statement? That I've already said that statement is over.
1 minute.
Now what now?
Viewers, Waris Pathan is one of the most communal spokespersons on television. Waris Pathan is one of the most communal spokespersons on television. He's trying to be a saint tonight. He's trying to be a saint tonight. And what you're seeing on air is unfortunately the equivalence being drawn between the two because the BJP MP still not had any punishment to face. Yet, you wanted a counter here.
May I
so
just
what's your
speak
counter?
on this for a
Yes, Nalin.
My counter is very clear. Mr. Waris Pathan has clearly used the word hate speech for Navneet Rana's comment. I have said I don't endorse Mr. Owaisi's comment. I don't endorse Navneet Rana's comment. I consider both inappropriate. Mr. Waris Pathan clearly is pointing that Navneet Rana's comment is inappropriate. So can he come on clean and say that he considers Mr. Owaisi's comment inappropriate or okay? What happened is a separate story. What about the comment? Do you agree with that comment or do you disagree with the comment of Mr. Owaisi? Just as you are disagreeing with Navneet Rana's comment.
Nalin, allow me. Why did she use such kind of words that chota, bada, 15 seconds? Why? What made her do that?
अरे मैं बोल रहा हूँ गलत है भाई, पर मैं दोनों को गलत बोल रहा हूँ. आप क्या कह रहे हैं ना, आप जरा अकबरुद्दीन साहब के बारे में तो बताइए, वो गलत बोल रहे हैं या सही बोल रहे हैं, इतना बता दीजिए.
For one speech you send a person to jail, for other speech
अरे होता बाद में होगा, आप पहले बताइए. आप
सलमान अजहरी just said one thing. He just read a couplet from a
सलमान अजहरी पे गए. अरे भाई छोड़िए ना, हर दूसरे नाम को मत उठाइए, इन दोनों की बात करते हैं ना, तीसरे को बुला रहे हैं. हम दो डिबेट कर रहे हैं,
सलमान अजहरी is in jail now. Even that was not a hate speech, sir. See, Nalin साहब, this is not proper. I am making a statement.
अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी साहब के कमेंट को क्या कहते हैं?
Allow me.
सही या गलत?
Law is equal
मैं
for
दोनों को
everybody.
गलत बोल रहा हूँ. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ
Sir, the law is equal for everyone.
अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी का कमेंट गलत है.
This is not proper, sir. This is not proper. अरे allow me to
भाई
make my
law
point,
for
sir.
everyone है तो
Allow
आप
me. I was silent when you were making your point.
करेगी. आप सिर्फ ये बताइए
Then why you are going to arrest her?
प्रवक्ता है वो क्या कह रहे हैं? मैं प्रवक्ता की हैसियत से कह रहा हूँ कि दोनों गलत हैं.
Then I am ready to make such kind. Now I don't want to enter into such kind of debate wherein you don't want to hear me. Listen to me carefully, sir. Let me make my point at least. I won't allow you then to make your point, sir. Please. Please be patient. I said Mufti Salman Azhari just made a point and he's sent to jail now. That was not even a hate speech. Nobody called it a hate speech. But here Navneet Rana is clearly giving a hate speech. She is threatening. She's saying remove the police for 5-15 seconds. And what will she do? What will they do? Their intentions are clear. They want to massacre, kill, genocide all the Muslims. And they want to show the place to office. So why no FIR against her? No. Why the election commissioner is not taking any action? Merely you saying that no, I condemn that will not suffice. Why no action? Let action be taken second. Let the law of the land prevail. Constitution say law is equal for everybody. If the law was for Akbar Owaisi, if the law is for Mufti Salman Azhari, that same law should be applicable to this statement which is made by
Waris Pathan, you are the eighth wonder of the world. Viewers, please look at the screen. The person on the right-hand side of the screen, the person on the right-hand side of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, is Waris Pathan, who is giving people a lecture on hate speech. Can I tell you a joke, Waris? I'll tell you the joke. Once upon a time, Waris Pathan gave a lecture on television on hate speech. Waris, you've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. What moral authority do you have to demand an apology from anyone?
Why should not be? Why?
How is it that you say I want to finish off the Hindu community and that is not hate speech? And you become oversensitive right now suddenly?
She has named my leaders. Chota.
And you have named the entire Hindu community of the country.
And why did she threaten
You have named the entire Hindu community of the country.
Why did she threaten us?
You get sensitive when a threat is put. Mentioning your leaders.
What would she do with the 15 seconds? What would she do with the 15 seconds?
And what would you do with 15 minutes?
What was her intention?
What would you do with 15 minutes?
They want to mobilize everybody.
No. What would you do with 15 minutes?
Why are you not?
What would you do with? What would you do with 15 minutes?
What would she do with the 15 seconds given to her?
No. What would you do with the 15 minutes? You tell me first. Who started this? Who started this? Who started this? Who started this? We'll finish off the other community threat. Who started it? Who began speaking like this? Who introduced that as a desperate element in national politics in 2013, 1 year before the general elections? Who said that? Who said that?
Don't take her sides.
No, I will say.
If she is innocent, she will be acquitted by the courts. If she is innocent, the courts will acquit her.
You get very
guilty of creating communal disharmony in the country, spreading hate,
viewers,
trying to
volume
divide
down.
the country.
Waris gets all very ultra senti when a threat is put against the minority community. But Waris leads the abuse, attack and threats on the Hindu community on a daily basis on television. And if you question him, he'll say you're trampling on my freedom of expression.
Who said?
You.
What about the Muslims?
You do, sir, on a daily basis.
Intruders. Are we intruders, Arnab?
Who called you intruders?
Do you feel that we are intruders?
Who is we?
We have given
Who is
our
we?
life, sacrificed
Why do you
our
keep
life
saying
for
them
the
and us?
independence of the
Who
great
is we,
nation.
sir?
Why Modi
Who
says
is
so?
we?
Why Modi says so? 6 बच्चे पैदा करते हैं. How many siblings does Modi have?
He spoke about लोग जिन्होंने 6 बच्चे पैदा किए. He did not refer to the Muslim community. He did not refer to the Muslim community. You're trying to make it like that. You're trying to misinterpret him in order to make it a suitable case for yourself.
He said so.
He did not say so. He did not say so, sir. He did not say so.
You are lying. You are a liar.
Sir, you're a #1 liar. You're the biggest liar on national television. You're the biggest liar on national television. He referred to infiltrators. He did not refer to the Muslim community.
Who's lying before the entire nation? Kindly revert back. Kindly play Modi's speech. Come on,
show me the speech and the reference to Muslims.
Thrice. And if so much
you asked the question to Nalin Kohli if he did.
So much he was worried about the intruders. What was the BSF doing? Modi is in power since the last 10 years. If somebody was intruding, what was the BSF doing? What was the intelligence doing?
Nalin Kohli.
Stop.
Nalin Kohli. You're sounding like Mamata Banerjee now.
Call us capable. No, you cannot. Because the BJP is trying to polarize the situation. They're trying to create an atmosphere of hatred in the country. You must stop that.
Has run away from the debate wherein I clearly said that Navneet Rana's comment is inappropriate.
I am answering you.
And Asaduddin Owaisi's comment is inappropriate. I am saying it clearly. He is saying Navneet Rana's comment is inappropriate, but he is not saying that
Navneet Rana and she should be arrested and the election commissioner must take action steps. Why don't you, Nalin Kohli, on the national television today say that yes,
I heard you. Now can I at least...
Waris bhai, response, Waris bhai. Response from Nalin.
Two leaders on two political...
Respond to Nalin. Response from Nalin.
Nalin bhai, why don't you say...
I am saying as the spokesperson of the BJP, both are inappropriate.
Louder, Nalin.
As the spokesperson of the AIMIM is saying Navneet Rana is inappropriate. So do you consider Asaduddin Owaisi's comment appropriate? It's a yes or no answer. It has nothing to do with infiltration.
What? No, anybody who is making hate speech has to follow the code of conduct. We are following the code of conduct. But did she follow the code of conduct? Did she not give a hate speech? Are these words used by her?
Again, do you consider that inappropriate or not? Yes, no, it's inappropriate. Or it's not inappropriate. That's the simple question.
Guidelines. Then what action
if you say Asaduddin Owaisi is not appropriate, then Navneet Rana is not appropriate. If you say Asaduddin Owaisi is appropriate, then Navneet Rana is appropriate. Take a stand because both the comments are similar.
For that, the courts have given him a clean sheet. Sir, follow the courts. You are a lawyer, Naveen. You are a lawyer. You know what the courts have acquitted him.
I am talking about the comment, not the legal process.
Let her go before the courts.
Not the legal process. The legal process is separate to the moral process of the comment.
Then what process should be done? So what morality does she has to take that say that the Chota
you
and
tell
Bada
me your view.
give us 15 seconds?
You are such a erudite
what morality does she have?
You are speaking so much. This one thing you are not saying in yes or no. अरे दोनों को बराबर रखिए ना. या तो दोनों सही है या दोनों गलत है. आप ये कैसे कह सकते हैं ये सही है और वो गलत है?
अरे पर एक को सजा मिल चुकी है. दूसरे को नहीं मिली है ना. एक को सजा मिल चुकी है, दूसरा कब एफआईआर करके अंदर डाला जाएगा. सवाल ये है.
चलिए आप ये कह दीजिए
सब हो गए थे ना.
उनको सजा मिल गई क्योंकि उन्होंने गलत कहा. ये तो कह दीजिए. चलिए
तो इनको कब मिलेगी सजा? तो इन्होंने सही कहा क्या? इन्होंने सही कहा क्या? इन्होंने बोलिए मुझे इनके खिलाफ एफआईआर क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? इनके खिलाफ केस बुक क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?
नहीं ना अर्नब जज है. ये कानून कचहरी नहीं है, टीवी डिबेट है भाई.
बीजेपी एक्शन. तो फिर आप बोल दो ना कि आपके हाथ में कुछ नहीं है. आप बोल दो नलिन भाई के मेरे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है. जो कानून करेगा बीजेपी करेगी.
You are a lawyer, I am a lawyer. We both practice in the court. We both understand the court is the process is separate. Let's talk as spokespersons, na? Why are you running away from your role as a spokesperson?
I know what the law says. We are very well conversant with the law of the land, sir. We are very well conversant.
Even I know what the law says. Even I am a practicing lawyer. What do you mean to say? I practice the law without knowledge of law?
Then she must be. Then there should be an FIR. Then there should be an FIR. Then there should be an FIR against her. She should be sent to jail. Election commissioner must take steps. The BJP government must take a step.
I'm giving you a counter thing. You and I both know that a private complaint can be filed under the CRPC and either one can go. You can go and file it also.
Many transitions.
Who's stopping you? But tell me first, do you consider Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi's comment appropriate or not?
Why move to action against her? Why? No, you want to create an atmosphere of hatred.
No, 1 minute, hold on. Did you file an FIR against Asaduddin Owaisi? Here's the first question. Did you file an FIR against Asaduddin Owaisi? That you can stand around and say, why aren't you filing it? Either you walk the talk or you then just say you are doing
it. Without an FIR, can you arrest a person? Sir, there was an FIR And on the basis of the FIR, he was arrested. He was in custody for 42 days.
1 minute, hold on.
And he
Did
got
you file
bail.
an FIR?
For 10 long years, he fought the battle in the court and
Did
he was
you say, I
acquitted.
want to make a
If the
complaint?
court has acquitted, without FIR, how can you arrest? Without an
say,
FIR, how
if an
can you
FIR has to
arrest
be
a
filed, the
person?
agency will
Why
file
does
it
the
against
BJP
her.
not
Why
file
you
an
asking
FIR?
me? I'm not
Why
the
the
agency,
election
I'm the
commissioner
spokesperson of the
who is
party.
conducting
so
the
I'm
election?
asking you again and again.
Sir,
her
if
comment
the
is not
BJP
correct. His comment is not correct. I'm saying it for the 20th time on this show.
It is their
For
duty
once,
to
can
take
you say,
cognizance of
you
the
have already
statement
said her
and
comment
take
is not
steps,
correct.
takes
For once,
action
can you
against her.
please tell us what do
Take
you think
action.
of Mr. Owaisi's comment?
No, you
is
cannot
it correct,
just,
a good comment or a bad comment?
You don't have any
Simple.
point. You are on the back foot today. You don't have any points to make that you are on the back foot. That is why you are just going there.
Waris,
Don't go here. Just come to the point.
you know
Whether an
what they
FIR
say.
registered,
There is this quotation I want to share with you.
And the BJP will
Waris,
take
there
action
is this
against her. Yes or
quotation
no?
I want to share with you.
Yes or no? Simple question.
There's a quotation
Simple
I want to
question,
share
yeah.
with you. It says, the shoe pinches when it's on the other foot. Classic case today. You are getting all senti.
Same for you.
You're getting all senti about
You
what
are on the back
Navneet
foot.
Rana
You are on
said.
the back foot.
But when Owaisi Jr. kept
Why should
saying,
I not
and
get
when
sent
you
in the
said
Supreme
that you
Court's
want to
guidelines?
finish off the Hindu community, when I protested, when I called you a liar for standing and speaking lies at Shaheen Bagh, you said it was your democratic right to lie. How can you have the democratic right to lie when it comes to you?
Don't try to shield a person who
I'm
is
not
giving a
shielding
hate speech,
Waris.
Arnab. Don't try to protect Navneet. She has given
Well,
a
get
hate
out of
speech.
your ivory tower.
No, don't. And the
You get out of
BJP
your
is in
ivory
habit of
tower in
killing.
your 50th
You
floor
say
flat in
Modi never
Mumbai.
used the word of Muslims.
You wake
Arnab,
up
you
and
say
get
Modi
out
never
of your
used the word of
50th
Muslims.
floor
Lying
super
on the
luxury
national
apartment in
television.
Mumbai,
You are
that
lying on
ivory
the
tower
prime
that you
time
are in,
show, Arnab.
and you will realize what the
Arnab,
impact
have
of
the
these
guts to say,
statements
yes,
is
Modi
on the
said
people of
Muslims
this
are
country.
infidels.
Ladies and
Say that.
gentlemen, I take a 30-second secular commercial break and coming back with why Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary used the N-word. Why he used the N-word, ladies and gentlemen, competing with Sam Pitroda. 30 seconds only.
Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? It's antibacterial.
Scratch resistant also.
The plates? Cane by. It's a tile ad.
IM Plus टेक्नोलॉजी से बने वर्ल्ड क्लास टाइल्स। टाइल हो तो सिंपल हो।
And viewers, if Sam Pitroda got the gold for mindlessness, then 72-year-old Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Lok Sabha opposition leader, breaks the record. Not satisfied by Uncle Sam comparing South Indians to Africans, he uses the N-word. Let's debate.
Another day, another well thought out comment.
हमारे देश में प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रेलियन है, निग्रेटा है, मंगोलोइड क्लास है तो है।
Congress leader of opposition Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary today defended Sam Pitroda's racist remarks.
हमारे देश में प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रेलियन है, निग्रेटा है, मंगोलोइड क्लास है तो है। हमारा देश की क्या है? ये डेमोग्राफी जो है हमारे देश की, हमारे देश की जो टोपोग्राफी, ये रीजन जो है, ये रीजनल फीचर भी अलग अलग होते हैं। ये तो होते हैं रीजनल फीचर अलग अलग। हमारा हिंदुस्तान में प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रेलियड है, मतलब निग्रेटा क्लास है, मंगोलोइड क्लास है, ये तो है ही।
This comes a day after Sam Pitroda quoted controversy identifying Indians by race.
We could hold country together as diverse as India, where people on East look like Chinese, people on West look like Arab, people on North look like, maybe white, and people in South look like Africa. Doesn't matter. We are all brothers and sisters. We all respect different language. We all respect different religion, different look, different custom, different food. And as a Gujarati, I love dosa. I love idli. That's my food. That's no longer South Indian food. Okay, that's the India I believe in.
प्रधानमंत्री जो फुल टॉस पे खेलते हैं ना, तो इन्हीं फिजूल की बातों पे फुल टॉस खेलते हैं। मैं उनको चैलेंज करती हूँ, आप फुल फुल टॉस खेलिए रोजगार पे, फुल टॉस खेलिए महंगाई पे, फुल टॉस खेलिए महिलाओं पे जो अत्याचार हो रहा है और जो अत्याचार कर रहे हैं उनको बचा रहे हैं उस पे खेलिए, फिर मैं मानूंगी कि हाँ कोई खेला है।
Pitroda comfortably rendered a token resignation after insulting Indians. But the N-word hurled by Adhir proves that the racist insults are deliberate.
Motion of the debate, N-word and Africans. Does this reveal their mindset for Sam, Congress, and of course Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary? Nalin Kohli continuing on the debate. Piyush Joshi and Pankaj Sharma are with us tonight. Yesterday was bad enough, Pankaj, but then you said that, you know, these are all small things we are picking up. Then everybody is getting into this race. That means somewhere.
Now delivering in 10 minutes.
No party is racist. Don't give unnecessary importance to the statements made by some individuals. You know, this has been a decade of making a mountain out of a molehill when it comes to anything in which the opposition is somehow involved. While saying this, I am not defending what Sam Pitroda and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary have uttered in their amazing wisdom. They are age-old, knowledgeable leaders of the Congress party. And the Congress party also has been so foresighted that always encouraged them, protected them, and given them a huge free hand. So it is between the Congress party and these very important stalwarts of.
No, so you are saying there's a contradiction there. I'll get Nalin on this. You're calling them stalwarts. That means they speak for the party. You're calling them random leaders, but they're not random leaders. Nalin Kohli, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is the leader of the entire opposition in the Lok Sabha of our parliament. You can't distance that, and he continues to be. It's not a random leader. Nalin.
I think there are several things to be noted here. Mr. Sam Pitroda is the person who organizes and is next to Mr. Rahul Gandhi on all his foreign journeys, where Mr. Rahul Gandhi constantly is running down India. Mr. Rahul Gandhi goes somewhere in England and then says, what is Europe and America doing about democracy in India? Next day when he sees there's a furor, he says that he comes with a second comment without saying this, and they try to cover up saying the first one never happened. Now he goes ahead and then makes these comments which are very, very unfortunate. Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who's a very senior leader, as Mr. Pankaj Sharma has said, here in India then uses the N-word. So my first question is this a political party that is racist, or is this an anthropological class because they are a set of professors? Make up your mind. If you are a set of professors, then what are you doing in politics? And if you are in a political party, why are you trying to come up with all these things that globally would, I mean, not one person anywhere globally would stand up and say that these are appropriate comments by either Mr. Sam Pitroda or Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi always loves to go abroad. He always loves to have this endorsement from abroad. So I'm now wondering, what does Mr. Rahul Gandhi stand on this?
Yeah, this is
now. I said stalwart leaders, but then Mr. Goswami didn't allow me to complete. I think these leaders who are otherwise working in the political arena for decades need little maturity and the required articulation when they speak on sensitive issues. That is what I wanted to say.
No, maybe it is because they are mature that they are talking like this. Maybe I'm just thinking, maybe this is the kind of language that goes around in the CWC meetings. You see, this is maybe the kind of language that they use when they meet each other. Otherwise, maybe the kind of, we've seen so many sexual molestation and harassment cases within the Congress party. Maybe this is the culture of the Congress party. Sexual harassment, sexual molestation, chauvinism, elitism, racism and casteism. Nalin is responding. The question is whether this is an individual's mistake or whether it reflects something institutional, much worse.
See, all these things, racism, having a bad attitude towards someone, these are inbuilt into people's personalities. A racist does not become racist because they say, now I'm going to be a racist. No. Now I won't be a racist. You are a racist because that's the attitude that you live. Yeah. So therefore the question here is that the way, the condescending manner in which Mr. Sam Pitroda spoke about Indians, I mean, that basically shows we are not good for anything. In that sense, we are just a mix of different breeds. There is no such Indian identity. And this is how we see the vision of India. Is this the vision of India that we are supposed to live? That's further now exacerbated by Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's comment, who takes it to another level. Something that I think you would get, in a sense, prosecuted for in the United States or in other countries, good democracies, for using that word.
Well, we have Varun Bidhuri, who says on my Motorola feedback moment, the Motorola moment, he says BJP set an example by distancing themselves, flagging the Navneet Rana comment. Congress should have done the same. It's a good point. It's a good point. And Piyush, Samira Anshul saying Congress must come forward and apologize. It speaks volumes of their mindset. But to justify it, to justify the use of the N-word, to justify the use of the Chinese description, to call South Indians Africans, right? And then to get away with it. This is now going to be a responsibility on the India Alliance to clarify. Since you're pro-op, what's your take on this?
Well, my take is pretty simple on this, because this statement, not by Mr. Sam Pitroda, because Mr. Sam Pitroda divided Indians into races according to the region, which is not true. Indians, if you look at as a student of science and as a student of medicine, which I have, and I'll continue to be all my life, the Indian subcontinent is indeed made up of 4 different races. So the statement may be scientifically correct, but it is grossly politically incorrect at such an important juncture. So I agree with Pankaj when he says that these people have decades of experience and they should exercise their own wisdom and experience while speaking about these sensitive issues, because they are prone to misinterpretation, they are prone to exaggeration, and that's what the Congress is finding itself into, because these comments are grossly exaggerated and grossly misappropriated.
What is exaggerated? No. What is exaggerated? Let me tell you.
Arnab, you also very well know. You have a very good research team.
What is misinterpretation?
The misinterpretation of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's comment. I'm not agreeing with Mr. Sam Pitroda, who has divided Indians into different races based on region.
He has not used the word race. Let me tell you what he has said.
So the N-word is a misinterpretation.
Yeah, I know, and that's where he's wrong. That's where he's wrong.
No. One second. If you are saying that he's speaking like an anthropology student, a student of physical anthropology, it's wrong. Don't justify the unjustifiable, because Piyush, what he has said is Mongoloid class. Yesterday, Congress party says South Indians are like Africans. Today, Congress party officially says Mongoloid class.
He is wrong.
What does he mean by Mongoloid class? N-type class. N-type class. So he looks down on people who are from N-type class, who are like Africans. So Congress party calls dark-skinned South Indians,
and with due respect,
whoever is a dark-skinned South Indian,
Congress party
as an N-type class.
He could have used the newer term, which is Congoid.
This is how we treat our worldview. This is how we look at Indians, and this is how we look at the rest of the world.
But sadly, this is what Mr. Pitroda has become. Strange comments at strange times, putting the Congress into, cornering the Congress into a difficult position.
No, how come you don't ever come out saying, why don't you say no, Congress party has a problem of this, very, very urban elitism. Elitism. That Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi have fair complexion, so you look up to them. I mean, what is this, a party or a fair and lovely competition? Is it a fair and lovely competition? And anybody who's not fair and lovely is from the N class, African.
Arnabji, the only smart...
No, I'm not. Tell me, what am I hyping? What am I hyping? What am I hyping? What am I hyping?
The only smart comment made in this whole controversy was by Priyanka Gandhi ji, who basically asked the important questions.
Sir, do you know that Rani Velu Nachiyar, known as Veeramangal, a Tamil freedom fighter, was the first queen to fight a British colony power in the country? No. Do you know? No. Do you know that the Marudu brothers were the commander-in-chief and minister of the Shivaganga kingdom when the British attacked in 1789? Their troops fought all the colonial forces. Today, you are describing South Indians as N-type class. No, sir, this is very.
Thanks to Mr. Pitroda.
Because it's the abuse is not on you. If you were someone from northeast of the country or south of the country, you too, like Nalin, would have been angry.
I don't know where.
You find it amusing? Is it amusing? If you're watching, do you find it amusing?
No one endorsing. No.
You know, I'm an Indian.
I think you should do a voter. You should do a vote from.
Let's do a vote on this now. Can I see the vote on the motion? There is an ongoing vote on this motion. There is, Nalin, an ongoing vote on the motion. I'll see how many people are on which side. It's absolutely incredible. This can't happen unless this is the kind of environment in which the Congress party operates. Viewers, just take your phone close to your television screen, and does this word Africans, N-type class, reveal the Congress party's mindset? That's my question. 88% are saying yes, Nalin. But is this an election issue, Nalin? Should this be an election issue?
This is a mindset issue. And
but should it be picked up in an election? And if so, why?
Again and again. This is a look down. And I think the people, it's an election issue for the people of India, any self-respecting Indian, to look at it that this is the attitude coming from the highest echelons of the Congress party's leadership, looking down at Indians, classifying them as foreigners, using inappropriate words for foreigners and for Indians, and then, in a sense, just nonchalantly saying, oh, it's just a statement.
No, it's not a statement. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, but here is the way I see it. You see, the way I see it, this election is all about polarization. It is totally polarized between Hindu versus minority. And the fact that the vote share was better in the third phase may mean that this polarization is working on the ground. Mark my words, don't misunderstand me. I'm not justifying the polarization. But this polarization could be working electorally on the ground, and therefore, for a third consecutive night, on the way I see it, on the super prime time, the debate with Arnab, I'm saying that Hindu vote consolidation is possibly something that nobody has measured in the election so far. Hindu vote consolidation could be one of the biggest realities of this election. Ladies and gentlemen, once again a reminder that we have a great 100-minute interview with the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, that is playing out on India's largest network, the Republic Media Network. That is all day tomorrow, and I look forward to your feedback on that. I also want to tell you, in case you're an evening primetime viewer, then that will be playing around 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. tomorrow. On the super prime time, the debate with Arnab. Tomorrow, PM Modi and me in a great conversation.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Vimal, Polo Zuban Kesari.
Co-powered by Simpolo. Tile ho to Simpolo. Kane sir, your dinner.
On a tile? It's antibacterial.
Scratch resistant also.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus technology se bane world class tiles. Tile ho to Simpolo.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Kane sir, your dinner.
On a tile? It's antibacterial.
Scratch resistant also.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus technology se bane world class tiles. Tile ho to Simpolo.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra. Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? Arey, it's antibacterial.
Scratch resistant also.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus टेक्नोलॉजी से बने वर्ल्ड क्लास टाइल्स। टाइल हो तो सिंपल हो।
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of.
He thinks by spreading false propaganda against the Muslims, he's using that as a play to win his election. Because if in this nation this hatred spreads further, this nation will have tragedies inside.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Vimal, Polo Zuban Kesari.
Co-powered by Simpolo. Tile ho to Simpolo. Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? Arey, it's antibacterial.
Easy to clean.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus टेक्नोलॉजी से बने वर्ल्ड क्लास टाइल्स। टाइल हो तो सिंपल हो।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? Arey, it's antibacterial.
Easy to clean.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus टेक्नोलॉजी से बने वर्ल्ड क्लास टाइल्स। टाइल हो तो सिंपल हो।
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? Arey, it's antibacterial.
Easy to clean.
But plates? Kane bhai, it's a tile ad.
IM Plus टेक्नोलॉजी से बने वर्ल्ड क्लास टाइल्स। टाइल हो तो सिंपल हो।
चल, हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Kane, sir, your dinner.
On a tile? Arey, it's antibacterial.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Super Primetime Max, the debate with Arnab, the transformed show with more exclusives, more segments, more debate, more news, more chats, Ladies and gentlemen, on the debate with Arnab, I just want to tell you we've got an overwhelming amount of feedback, anticipation, messages on the Prime Minister Narendra Modi interview. We released just a short snippet at 8 p.m. And before I lead on to the next short snippet, I want to tell you my takeaways. I won't give it away because we are keeping the suspense going for tomorrow's full episode play out, of course. But when I met Sri Narendra Modi ji, what was clear to me is that there is a next level amount of clarity in the vision, clarity in the purpose of governance, clarity in confidence that the BJP is touching an effective 400 par. Having had the privilege of having several interviews with the Prime Minister over the years, over the last 20 years and more almost, and quite a few over the last 10 years of his Prime Ministership, this one is exceptional. Because most importantly, in this interview, you will get a solid picture of the issues on which the Prime Minister is seeking this third-term mandate. Before the 100-minute plus interview, I could snatch maybe 10 minutes of an informal conversation with him on the lawns of 7 Lok Kalyan Marg on a warm Delhi morning in May. Here are some clips of that, then we'll continue the show tonight.
मैं एक व्यक्तिगत सवाल पूछूं इंटरव्यू शुरू करने से पहले। मोदी जी, पूछता है भारत, नेशन वांट्स टू नो, आप इतने रिलैक्स्ड कैसे रहते हैं? अभी आपको कोई मिले इतने चुनाव के गर्मी के बीच में, और आपकी शेड्यूल 2014 से ज़्यादा है, 2019 से ज़्यादा है। 2014 में जब इंटरव्यू की थी आपकी, मैंने 9 मई को ही की थी 2014 को, और तब आपका गला भी बैठ गया था। इस बार गला भी आप, यू आर लुकिंग वेरी फ्रेश, वेरी रिलैक्स्ड। तो
अगर टीवी पर लोग मुझे न देखते हैं और आज जिस रूप में आप मुझे देखते हैं, तो मानते ही नहीं कि मैं मेहनत कर रहा हूँ। और आजकल कुछ लोग बोल भी देते हैं। लेकिन जी, शायद 2014 में और 2019 से बजाय एक अलग ही माहौल है चुनाव में, और उसका एक स्वाभाविक परिणाम मेरे मन पर भी होता है। मैं भी इंसान हूँ आखिर, कोई तनाव नहीं है, कोई इफ्स एंड बट्स नहीं है, कोई दुविधा नहीं है। और मैं गुजरात में इतने साल रहा, लेकिन मैंने ऐसे चुनाव नहीं देखे। मैं सब चुनाव जीतता था, 2/3 बहुमत से जीतता था, लेकिन इतना, और इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ ये चुनाव मोदी निमित्त है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की एक व्यवस्था है। लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से चुनाव देश की जनता ने अपने कंधे पर ले लिया। लेकिन जी, शायद 2014 में और 2019 से बजाय एक अलग ही माहौल है चुनाव में, और उसका एक स्वाभाविक परिणाम मेरे मन पर भी होता है। मैं भी इंसान हूँ आखिर, कोई तनाव नहीं है, कोई इफ्स एंड बट्स नहीं है, कोई दुविधा नहीं है। और मैं गुजरात में इतने साल रहा, लेकिन मैंने ऐसे चुनाव नहीं देखे। मैं सब चुनाव जीतता था, 2/3 बहुमत से जीतता था, लेकिन इतना, और इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ ये चुनाव मोदी निमित्त है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की एक व्यवस्था है। लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से चुनाव देश की जनता ने अपने कंधे पर ले लिया।
That interview is tomorrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the nation's sharpest opinion. Okay, let me reveal something. When I met the Prime Minister this morning and I had the privilege of spending a couple of hours with him, I did ask him about the report of his Economic Advisory Council, which showed that the Hindu population between the 50s and 2015 had fallen by 7.82%. I asked him, I said, Pradhan Mantri ji, when the rate of decline of the Hindu population is alarmingly high, if you equate it in decadal terms, that means the Hindu population has been falling at 1% every decade, every 10 years. How is it that when this is the fact,
5 मिनट में मिलेगा, वरना 50 रुपए आपके।
the lobby invokes a minority in danger bogey, when the truth is that the majority is in danger if you look at it in terms of demographic representation. Now, viewers, I won't tell you what the Prime Minister said because I want to keep the suspense on that till tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, the Muslim population has grown in an equal period by a share of 43.15%. Think about this. The Muslim population has gone up by 43+%. The Hindu population has gone down in an equal period by 7.82%. Then how can any reasonable person, educated person, talk about minorities being in danger? It's crazy. Shamika Ravi is a very distinguished economist, and she's a member of the Economic Advisory Council of the Prime Minister and has authored that report. And Shamika Ravi joins me, ladies and gentlemen, right on top this evening before I go into my debate. So let me say hello to her. There she is on your screen. Dr. Shamika Ravi, this is going to be a much talked about report. Firstly, did you expect this kind of public trending conversation when you were doing your research on the numbers of demographic representation and the trends that we are seeing?
Not at all, Arnab, because I don't think anyone is really surprised at these numbers. Because anecdotally, I think most people, definitely for all researchers, scholars who are looking at data, demographic data, etc., these are changes in shares.
Yes.
And that it has changed, maybe the numbers by themselves might be something that is new, but the levels and broadly what the changes are, I don't think is new at all. So I think it is the election season perhaps that is making it so exciting. But frankly, these are long-term changes and most economists are familiar with it.
But you know, I mean, you have your right to think so, but you know, you are a distinguished academic, and many things which you take for granted with your knowledge base is not known in numerical terms by people. So I think we need to sort of talk about this in layman terms. Dr. Shamika Ravi, could you just tell us, I mean, 7.82% is a pretty steep fall, isn't it? I mean, for any community in any part of the world, leave alone with the kind of numbers that we are talking about of the Hindu population. Does it mean that if the Hindu population were to retain the same percentage that it had in the country's population as it had in the post-independence, then there would need to be about maybe 10 crore more Hindus in India today? 100 million Hindus perhaps, that we are in that sense 100 million Hindus less today than we should have been to retain the same percentage.
Well, these are shares, Arnab. So
Yes.
remember, as shares in absolute terms, every religion, because the population as a whole is expanding. We have had a major expansion in the population as a whole. We've had major expansion in size of every demographic, if you look at across religious groups. I think it is the relative share of different groups, and that to minorities, which becomes an interesting phenomenon. Because what India is following, or the experience that India has had in the last 65 years, is basically akin to most Western liberal plural democracies, where the share of majority has come down and minorities have gone up. Quite contrary to countries of the region. So our neighborhood, we are quite unique, because barring Myanmar, where the Theravada Buddhist population has had a 10% decline, in India, we have had the second largest decline in majority population, which is about 7.82%. Therefore, a commensurate increase in minority as a group. All other countries in the neighborhood, if you think of Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Afghanistan, they have all had an alarming decline in the proportion or the share of minority populations. So I think in that sense, there is a novelty to this research.
How do you react when Shamika Ravi, Asaduddin Owaisi says, and I quote, whose report is this, he says? Who made this report? This is a report, according to me, from WhatsApp University. I'm sure that is not where you've done your doctorate from.
Whose report well. It's a report by 3 researchers using publicly available data. And I'm a little surprised it has surprised people. I'm also a little surprised that it has taken us so much time to do analysis on things which are so obvious and that we should be doing on a routine basis within the scholarly community. Now think of it, Arnab, there are very few countries that actually even define minority or are interested in the protection of minorities. But we have followed these UN norms, we have followed these progressive modern norms, and over time, in fact, we might be one of the few countries that actually has a dedicated ministry for minority affairs. Now, given the kind of policy priority minority welfare has, given the kind of resources that are spent, don't we want to assess what the outcomes are? So why is it that we are not measuring these these trends on the ground? In fact, this should become a regular routine exercise. It should really not be left to interest, and that is what this is. This just happened to be because one of my younger scholars happened to fall, upon this RCS data set. And he was very excited. So when he came to me and he showed the numbers, we just started to put these things together. And the next thing you know, we have a cross-country analysis for 167 countries.
Shamika, lastly, what is the finding on the plight of Muslims in India? Because your critics will say that, okay, the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council has a vested agenda in saying that Hindu population is going down, Muslim population is going up by 43%. They'll say that the plight of the Muslims has not been measured. Things like, Human Development Index, HDI and economic indices have not improved. The numbers may have improved, so this is a sort of a stilted perspective. What would you say to them?
Well, first of all, we do have other studies that have looked at availability of amenities, even development indicators across religious groups and across social groups, etc. So what you're calling plight, I think we have to put an objective variable which can be measured. Now, the reason, and frankly, the condition of most minority groups over time in India has improved dramatically. Now, why do we look at share of minority population? Because, Arnab, it's a final outcome metric. Right? In a discriminatory environment, when you have not just policies, but generally a community or a society which is leading or discriminatory and leading to plight of any one group or other, or of minorities in general, you're not going to see the kind of significant increase in population, as is the case in many countries, and particularly in our neighborhood. So it's a very good composite metric. It's a very good variable, just like when we do sex ratio, for instance. If you have very skewed sex ratio, then we know that there is a discriminatory environment and women are being discriminated against. So I think there is a scientific basis to say that these are objective measures and we must look at it. But I think, Arnab, one important point to make is that we are not looking at the drivers of this change. What is leading to changes in share of population will not just include fertility rates or birth rates, which I know it has been converging, but it's the difference in the rates which will eventually determine the share. That's a very sophisticated point and important for people to understand. But also migration, legal or illegal, and then conversion. You see, in Europe, most countries have seen a major decline in majority religion on account of mass migration. But in Africa, 24 countries used to have animism as the majority religion. And in 65 years, none of these 24 countries today have animism as a majority religion. So now we are not talking birth rates or migration, we are talking conversion. And obviously it is a combination of all these factors which is leading to this final outcome. This paper is a first attempt to objectively measure and put out step number 1. Now we need to look more into the details.
Well, I'd say this, viewers, some of you may know Shamika Ravi. She does remarkable analysis. What she does is she looks at very, very applicable issues in our real life and puts incredible data for them. For example, when I met her a few months back in Pune, she showed me her data to prove and show how the Chinese dominance over the global narrative, not just the media landscape, can be actually measured in terms of numbers. Because I feel that people like Dr. Shamika, Ravi, we should be doing rating agencies for the rest of the world, not the other way around. We'll talk about that another time. I will keep a good academic out of my political debate with a big thank you to Dr. Shamika Ravi for joining me tonight. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is also a subject of debate tonight. The Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister has released data showcasing a 7.82% decline in the Hindu population of the country. That means every 1 decade, 1% Hindu population goes down. This comes against a stark rise in the share of the minority population in the country. Muslim population goes up by 43%. The data has totally exposed the lies peddled by the Congress ecosystem at home and abroad that keeps chanting minority in danger. Musalman khatre mein hai. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the sum and substance, then we debate.
Internally in India, it's been commented on, and globally it's been commented on. Of course, minorities are under attack, but so are many other communities. Dalit communities, tribal communities, lower caste communities are also under attack.
जो नफरत ये पैदा कर रहा है हिंदुस्तान के अंदर, वहाँ मुसलमान और हम खतरे में हैं.
The minority in danger narrative has collapsed. The Economic Council of Affairs to the Prime Minister has released a report revealing that India's Hindu majority population has declined. At the same time, the minority share in India has risen drastically.
यही कांग्रेस पार्टी की हमारे देश में लेगेसी रही है, हिंदू समाज की प्रताड़ना, हिंदू समाज को वंचित रखना और हिंदू समाज और सनातन धर्म का अपमान करना। ये जिस आंकड़े की आप बात कर रहे हैं वो प्रतिबिंब है कि कांग्रेस के राज में किस प्रकार से हिंदू समाज के ऊपर जिस प्रकार से सामाजिक प्रहार हुए हैं, हमारे समाज को जाति के आधार पर बांटने की किवायत हुई है, ये उसी का एक साक्ष्य है, ये उसी का एक परिणाम।
The Hindu population decline is almost 8%. The Muslim population has risen by a whopping 43%. Except for Jains and Parsis, all minority communities including Sikhs, Buddhists and Christians have seen a rise in population.
पॉपुलेशन की बात जहाँ तक है, 2011 से अब तक कोई इस तरह का आंकड़ा नहीं आया है, ना कोई पॉपुलेशन दोबारा हुई है। तो अगर पॉपुलेशन का कोई ऐसा है तो पॉपुलेशन करा लें। ये तो फेक आइडियाज़ हैं, इसमें कोई भी सत्यता नहीं है, सब झूठा है प्रोपेगेंडा इनका, सिर्फ इलेक्शन के लिए है।
This comes in the wake of rising majority population in neighboring countries including Bangladesh, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, while India has witnessed a decline. So is the majority in danger narrative for real?
Ladies and gentlemen, this whole, by this logic, and that's the motion of my debate tonight, by this logic, we should genuinely be talking about Hindus in danger. I'm not saying it should be a political debate, but it's a reality. Imagine if the percentage share of the Muslim population in the country was to go down by 1% every decade, then what would be the response from the pseudo-secular lobby? Just imagine. So my question on the debate is 7.8% dip, majority in danger, ? Please tell me what you think. And when I speak like this, don't say you right-winger. You realize how right I have been all along? Atikur Rahman is quiet tonight. Nikhil doesn't know what to say. Asif Sohail will say 43% increase in population is not enough. Muslims population should go up by 100%. And Talha Ahmed Rashidi will think that he needs to go to JNU to seek a counter response to me tonight. Sohail Seth is looking very, very smug as usual. And Sanju Verma is having a great time. So who should I start with? Okay, Asif Sohail, I'll start with you.
I have 8 points to make. Can I make
I don't know, you can't make 8 points, yeah. You can't make 8 points. You're not even a...
No, before you tell your viewers that I don't have anything to speak...
I'll start with a member of the minority community. I'll start with Asif Sohail. Asif Sohail, Muslim population has gone up by 43%. Hindu population is down by 7.82%. Your response?
अर्नब, देखिए
क्या मुझे बताइए कि हम एक नागपुर यूनिवर्सिटी का डेटा पे बिलीव करेंगे क्या गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का डेटा बिलीव करेंगे? देखिए सेंसस के बारे में देखिए 1961 में 20.29 था, 2011 में हिंदुओं का 16.76 हुआ है, मुसलमान का 25.6% हुआ है, 24.65% जो सो ये बताया गया है। मुझे बताइए किस पर भी, जिस पे एक प्रेगेरिज्म का एक इल्जाम लगाया उससे हम डेटा कि जो सो ऑथेंटिक का होने का हम बिलीव करेंगे या नहीं? तो ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया देखिए ये अभी एकदम क्यों इलेक्शन के टाइम पर एकदम ये हिंदू पॉपुलेशन, मुसलमान पॉपुलेशन, ये लोगों की जो तकलीफात है उसके ऊपर बताइए ना आप, कौन किसकी बढ़ गई है, कौन डेंजर में है, ये तो सब जानते हैं। इलेक्शन के इलेक्शन के थर्ड फेज के अंदर क्या बीजेपी डर रही है, चुनाव हारने का डर हो गया है वो लोग को, या क्या किस चीज की बौखलाहट हो रही है? एंड यू बीइंग ए लर्नर्ड पर्सन आप कैसा बिलीव कर रहे हो अर्नब? मुझे बताइए ये सारे चीजों पे, यू नो द रियल फैक्ट अबाउट इट। ठीक है, बढ़ रहा होगा, कम हो रहा होगा, ये सब देखिए। एक फर्टिलिटी रेट पे भी अगर हम जा रहे हैं, 2019 का जो रिपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट में दी है कि हिंदुओं का फर्टिलिटी रेट 4.41% से जो सो 2.37 मुसलमानों का हुआ है, फिर 3.30 से 1.94% हिंदुओं का हुआ है। आप किसको हम बिलीव करेंगे? एक हिंदुस्तान की के जो डेटा बताया जाता है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, या जिसके ऊपर जो दूसरों की चीजों को लेकर आकर बताते?
ये देखिए आप देखिए आंकड़े बिल्कुल सही है, आंकड़े बिल्कुल सही है। जरा संक्षिप्त में प्लीज। आंकड़े बिल्कुल सही है, जो नंबर्स आपने बताया अभी वही नंबर्स के बेसिस पर है। और एक मिनट मेरी बात सुनिए। और शमिका रवि, एक मिनट, शमिका रवि,
मैंने जो
आप जरा 2 मिनट प्लीज। ये गलत बात है, मैं कुछ कह रहा हूं आपको। व्यूअर्स, इट्स अ रियलिटी। व्यूअर्स, आज मैं नहीं सुनूंगा ना, मेरी बात आप मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहे, मैं आपकी बात क्यों सुनूं? नहीं, मैं आपकी बात क्यों सुनूं? 4 मिनट आपकी बात सुनिए, आप 4 सेकंड मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहे।
सच्चाई सुनते हो बोलकर तो मैं
there's a change in your behavior. You become too kind.
सच्चाई बोलने देते हो बोलकर मैं आपके चैनल पे आता हूँ। अगर आप सच्चाई नहीं दोगे, सुनने नहीं दोगे,
अरे I carry on, you know, I lose it at a point. No, I lose it at a point. मेरा आजकल हो गया, आजकल सोहेल, I snap at a point. एक पॉइंट तक आई कैन मैनेज, आई एम रीचिंग माय बॉइलिंग पॉइंट विद हिम नाउ। एक मिनट मेरी बात सुनिए।
You used to come down from your boiling point.
नहीं, I don't, 1 minute, Sohail, the numbers are fantastic. Shamika Ravi is a distinguished member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. She has a terrific academic record as an academic, and she has been director of research at the Brookings Institution. I mean, we must know she's not from WhatsApp University. Sohail, say please. Sohail, opening the debate. Sohail, quick counter, please.
Now, listen to the other Sohail. Ab thoda shant ho jao, thoda shant. So there are 3 issues here that have been raised. I think Asif Sohail, that's your name, right? Good choice of nomenclature. He has made a valid point that why are these points raised during elections? Absolutely right. Why does Rahul Gandhi, who normally is an atheist, go on temple runs during elections? Why do we talk about caste censuses during elections? Let's imagine this is an election issue in their mind, in the BJP's mind. I think the counter to that is not why has this issue come up. The counter to that should be, is the issue germane? Is the issue relevant? What has happened, my good friend Asif, is that a narrative has been created in the last 10 years that Muslims are in danger, Muslims are under threat, that this government is too right-wing and too Hindutva-driven, they will suppress and they will trample over all minorities. As you heard Mr. Rahul Gandhi, with his vast intellect, just say that not only Muslims but other communities are also being trampled, including Dalits. For that man's genius, he thinks Dalits are a community, but we'll let that. I think the big issue is to ask ourselves only one question. Has there been trampling of Muslims in the last 10 years? To my mind, I don't think so. Has there been a narrative which suggests that there is fear in the country? Yes. That narrative has been created only to accentuate one issue, to portray Narendra Modi as a right-wing fascist who hates all communities other than Hindus, which again is not true. Because no other Prime Minister, my good friend, did anything about triple talaq. No Prime Minister did what he did for Muslims, which even Muslim bodies have, admitted to. The third is, Today, the numbers seem to suggest that Hindu numbers are falling. No one is suggesting that we need to sound the bugle of danger. Oh my God, Hindus come ho rahe hain. That's not the issue. The issue is, should we allow a befuddled narrative to destroy the very democratic ethos of our country, where I believe my Muslim brothers and sisters have contributed as much as every other community, whether it's Parsis, Sikhs, Christians, Baha'is, everyone. I come from Calcutta. For me, my Muslim brother and sister is as important as my Hindu brother and sister. We were not taught to differentiate. The differentiation, my good friend, began with Indira Gandhi and has continued. Actually, it went further back with Mahatma Gandhi. So my point is, we are now living in a country which is being driven by economic progress, a unity of thought, and a unity of purpose. Why do we always find a problem for every solution? Why do we want to destroy our country through divisiveness? Why do we want to perpetrate hate when we can replace it with love? Why do we question anything that is good? Why do we always want to suggest that we are cynical, bitter, divisive people? That's my argument.
Well put.
Argument is not about Hindus or Muslims. Argument is about dividing, decrying, and denigrating our country.
Yeah, Sohail, what will happen now is, and now we must have a very structured debate. Everybody who goes outside India, Sanju, and now talks about Muslims in danger must start by saying that, ladies and gentlemen, Muslims are in danger because the Muslim population has gone up by 43%. And Hindus are the danger because their population has gone down by 8%. I want to see how many fellowships these people get after putting their fraud PhDs in for this fraud kind of conversation. The issue, very simple, is, Sanju, how did Hindus' numbers fall so much? Because primarily this period is till 2015, which means most of the time this is under the Congress Raj. Was it because of infiltration? Or was it because of conversion?
Yes.
Conversion, very important. Yes, Sanju.
Thank you. Arnab, let's address the elephant in the room. I have no compulsions, to not call a spade a spade. Between 1950 and 2015, there has been a perceptible fall in the Hindu population to the tune of almost 8%. Alarm bells, should they be ringing? Of course, yes. And more importantly, let your audience not lose sight of the fact that the Muslim population has risen by a staggering 43.15% in the said period of 65 years, 1950 to 2015. Now, in these 65 years, for the longest time, for 54 long years, it was the Congress party which ruled. Point number one. Point number two, look at the irony. Nepal has a majority Hindu population. Nepal has seen Hindu population declining as per various reports, including the report by the Population Foundation of India and the United Nations Population Food Program report. India, with a majority Hindu population, has also seen Hindu population declining. But Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan, where Hindus are in a minority, have also seen the minority population declining. So the second most important conclusion is this: Hindu population is falling even in Hindu majority countries like India and Nepal. Yeah. Hindu population is also falling in Hindu minority countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. That is point number two. Point number three, is the fall in Hindu population, let's speak of India currently, is this only organic or inorganic? I say let's leave the inorganic bit aside for a while. Yes, illegal immigrants have come to India, the Rohingya factor is there, so on and so forth. But I'll give you some very interesting data. And you will be surprised to hear this, because I was very surprised when I was doing research ahead of your show and I found this. This is documented, by the way. This is the data which Sanju Verma is throwing off her hat, because of late I've seen, the moment I start churning out data, the other side says, "Arey, ye to WhatsApp University ka data hai." Bhai sahab, dhyan se suniye. I've studied in the best. I'm not a WhatsApp University graduate. Be that as it may. Now listen to this carefully. In the provisional census numbers put out in 2001, they said that the average Muslim population in these districts in West Bengal was 18.7%. And as we speak now, barely in the last 20-24 years, you'll be surprised to know, Murshidabad 67% Muslim population, Malda 51.27%, North Dinajpur 49.92%, Birbhum 37.06%, South 24 Parganas 35.87%, Nadia 26.76%, Howrah 26.2%, East Burdwan 26.9%, North 24 Parganas 26.82%, Cooch Behar 25.54%, South Dinajpur 24.63%, Kolkata 20.6%. They've said that these are 12 large districts/regions within West Bengal, where from an average of 18.7, the Muslim concentration has risen to as high as 67% in places like Murshidabad, and in most other districts, it's beyond 35%. Now, if you are telling me that is not a cause for alarm, you are kidding yourself, because the Muslim population in West Bengal has risen from 2.1 crore 24 years back to 3.2 crore, which means a 52% rise in a span of 24 years. In a span of 2 decades, 52% jump in Muslim population in West Bengal alone. And you're telling me this is not a cause of concern?
No, this is a very
cause of concern.
It's a very strong debate we are having today, ladies and gentlemen, because I think what will happen at the end of this debate, 1 minute, I'll get Atikur, I'll get Tala, and I'll come to you also, Nikhil, just 1 minute. Viewers, I'll tell you, immediately after independence, when Nehru took over, say 51 to 61, you would have expected that with the formation of Pakistan, percentage Muslim population would go down. However, Muslim population increased by 32.7% in the first decade of the Congress government, 30.97 in the second decade, 30.7 in the third decade, 32.9 once again in 81 to 91, remained close to 30% till 2001. The only slowdown, interesting, the only slowdown in the growth of the Muslim population, though it was still much more than the Hindu population, was when Vajpayee became Prime Minister. Then it came down to 24%, but still much higher than the national average of 17% and much higher than the Hindu average of 16%. Now, tell me, logically, इस बात को समझा जाए. That means Muslim community is doing very, 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 very well in India. It's thriving, it's prospering, it's growing, it's becoming larger and larger. So now you can't say, Tala, Muslims in danger. Muslims have never been in danger.
Yes.
These are data, data, D-A-T-A, data.
Okay, Arnab,
not this and that.
Let me give you some data from my side, apart from the WhatsApp University. Should I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Arnab, first of all, what I understand as the crunch of this debate, or the bottom line of the debate, that the message that you want to portray to the country is that Hindus are in khatra. So the total population of the country is 140 crores, and the total population of Hindus is approximately 120 crore, and that of Muslims is 20 crores. तो 20 करोड़ लोगों से 120 करोड़ लोगों को खतरा है. ये आप यहाँ पे मैसेज देना चाहते हैं.
मेरे मैसेज को छोड़िए, आप मेरे डेटा पे टिप्पणी कीजिए, रिस्पॉन्ड कीजिए. डेटा टू डेटा डिबेट कीजिए ना. ये क्या डेटा टू डेटा करिए. मैं खराब आदमी हूँ, आप ये मैसेज देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. आप अच्छे आदमी नहीं है, मैं अच्छा आदमी हूँ, आप बुरे. ये क्या लेवल ऑफ डिबेट है?
अरे सर,
ये क्या, ये जेएनयू लेवल डिबेट मत कीजिए मेरे प्रोग्राम पे.
आप पूरी कम्युनिटी को टॉन्ट कर रहे हो मुस्कुराते हुए कि मुसलमान थ्राइव कर रहा है, दे आर डूइंग वेरी गुड इन इंडिया.
ये टॉन्टिंग नहीं है, मैं अच्छी बात कर रहा हूँ. हाउ इज इट टॉन्टिंग?
दैट्स नॉट अ टॉन्ट. ये लेवल ऑफ डिबेट नहीं है. But when I say something that comes to level of debate. Now other thing is that let me quote the NHS data. WhatsApp University का डेटा छोड़िए, जो
नहीं, सोहेल बोल रहे हैं उन्होंने किसी को टॉन्ट नहीं किया. नहीं, सोहेल बोल रहे हैं, आप उनको टॉन्टिंग की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? सोहेल बोल रहे हैं, नहीं, ये बोल रहे हैं टॉन्ट नहीं किया. आपने एक मिनट, ये टॉन्ट वाली भाषा क्यों हुई मेरे प्रोग्राम पे? व्हाट इज द नीड टू से टॉन्ट? ये टॉन्ट क्यों कहा आपने सोहेल को?
आपने टॉन्ट किया पूरी कम्युनिटी को. दैट इज व्हाई आई सेड सो.
ये टॉन्ट होता है?
पर्सनली you said the Muslims are thriving in India.
Obviously your comprehension of English is weak. If you thought I taunted anyone, I did not taunt anyone.
And I've also not taunted anyone. I've said if the Muslim community is thriving, it's a taunt.
Please go back and see
What
my
was that
comments.
with
I
that
did not
shrewd
taunt
smile on your
Muslims. I
face?
did not taunt Hindus.
If I'm saying Muslims are thriving and I'm smiling, it's a taunt. What should I do? I should be crying. I should be crying when I say Muslims are thriving. I'm happy they are thriving.
That's your problem.
What is this interpretation?
Despising human
ये
beings.
खोट आपके मन में है ये खोट आपके मन में है मैंने ऐसा कुछ नहीं कहा I said nothing like that
Why do you say that? Now let me come to the
टॉन्ट की बात क्या है आप टॉन्ट मत बोलिए
Why are you so repulsive?
किसने टॉन्ट किया
You just misquote people because you think you have a microphone. Will you misquote me? Did I ever taunt?
Let me contradict you with
taunt?
the data.
No, you apologize for saying I taunted.
Government of
You
India
apologize, my friend.
agency है that
I don't
conducts
care about the
survey
others on the panel.
considering the
I did not
population and
taunt, and
increase
you will apologize
total
to me
fertility
for
rate,
saying that I
the
taunted.
replacement
As
ratio.
simple as that.
उसका data
I will filibuster you, my friend. Before you were born, I was
May
debating.
2002 में
You
release
cannot
हुई थी. That
pass-
says
you
the
cannot
in the
pass
last 2 decades the
comments on
Muslim
Okay, एक मिनट सोहेल let him complete सोहेल let him complete चलिए सोहेल let him complete सोहेल let him complete बोलिए
मुसलमानों की आबादी सबसे ज्यादा कम हुई. But you won't consider
मैंने
the
कुछ
official
बोला
data
था?
of the government of India.
अरे भाई मैंने
You will
क्या
consider
आपको बोला कि
something that
आबादी
has
के
been
बारे में
brought
मैंने
from
कोई
the WhatsApp
टिप्पणी
University
की
और उसी WhatsApp
आप ऐसे
University के जो
बोलते जा रहे हो यार
research paper
कमाल
की
है
बात हो रही है उसी research paper में they say that they have conducted this survey in 167 countries. Out of that 167 countries, 123 countries have seen a decline in the population of the majority. तो ये तो ओवरऑल सारी कंट्रीज में हो रहा है. अगर आपकी रिपोर्ट को भी अगर बाइबल कंसीडर कर ले तो उसमें भी हो रहा है. वो रिपोर्ट itself says that 123 countries out of 167 countries has seen a sharp decline in the population of the majority. आप मुसलमानों की population का ratio 43% कर रहे हो. आप that is exactly that.
Your interpretation seems to suggest that on this panel we are taunting Muslims or Hindus or Christians. That is incorrect.
But you are saying you are putting it as 43%, which is not the truth.
I never even used the word percentage.
Hindus, you would say that it's a
I want to explain to you. One minute. Sohail, 1 minute. Sohail, may I ask everybody who is watching the program tonight, Sanju, 1 minute, to pull out their calculators. And I have been accused of making up a number of 43%. तो सबके पास फोन है कैलकुलेटर सबके पास होगा
ओवरऑल
आप मेरी बात सुनिए नो प्लीज नाउ डोंट स्पीक नाउ आई एम नो यू सेड आई लाइड आपने कहा मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूं तो आप मेरी बात सुन लीजिए थैंक यू कैलकुलेटर निकालिए और लिखिए 14.09 No, 1 minute लिखिए मैं मैथमेटिक्स क्लास कर रहा हूं सुनिए मेरी बात 14.09 डिवाइडेड बाय 9.84 into 100 14.09 जो अभी परसेंटेज है डिवाइडेड बाय 9.84 जो तब की परसेंटेज थी into 100
What is the right? आप क्यों सिर्फ मुसलमानों को बात कर रहे हैं?
नहीं परसेंटेज आई एम टेलिंग यू परसेंटेज गेन मैं कह रहा हूं परसेंटेज गेन
Not from the
You don't need a calculator. This is kindergarten arithmetic.
Population.
43.9% jump in Muslim population in 65 years from 9.84% to
I am proving
0.09%.
I am proving Sanju on my program tonight and I said today Arnab remain cool. Arnab you will be Mr. Cool. Arnab you will be chilled out on the program. Arnab you will not raise your voice. Arnab you will turn a new leaf. Arnab you will be a nice guy. You'll try and talk to an academic and you'll talk in an academic way. You see these people Sohail make me lose my cool. Put down the piece of paper. Paper niche rakho. Nikhil put the paper down. I'm getting angry. Nikhil put the paper down. Tell me where did I lie about the 43% number?
Actually there are two of them.
No 1 minute. No but what is this? Where did I lie? First you say I'm taunting then you say I'm lying. कुछ भी बोल दो कुछ भी
Can I please come in?
That chap with the beard without hair is not talking. He's a very process-driven.
Calm down, I can't hear anyone. Now 1 minute. See, one minute.
And he's a very
Atik कुछ बोलो. Atik you say. Atik you speak. Atik and Nikhil. Atik.
I want to make a quick point.
Well, after that I'll come to you. I'll let Atik hasn't spoken at all yet. Atik.
Arnab, may I seek a clarification on the ambiguity that this rise in the Muslim population is by birth or by infiltration or by conversions?
Why are you asking me? I don't know. What clarification do you want?
Because what Dr. Shamika said, is it by birth? Yes or no?
No, am I doubting?
Increase in the Muslim population is
Am I
not
saying
by
it's bad
birth.
to be by birth or good to be by infiltration? Why are you asking that question?
No, because you are mixing up all the three issues. You are mixing up.
No, I'm not.
The infiltration part, you are mixing up the conversions. So it's not by birth.
No, I'm not.
I want you to remove the ambiguity because your viewers are getting a wrong signal.
No, I'm responding.
The fertility rate amongst all religions are going down.
Okay, I'm responding. Okay, I'm responding. Can I 30-second respond and then come to you, Sanju? I'm saying if an infiltrator is entering India and the infiltrator is a Muslim, obviously the infiltrator feels safe to be in India. Therefore, he finds it safe and lucrative to be in India, which means Muslims are not in danger. If it is by conversion, that means they are thriving and prospering and using or misusing their religious freedom. If it is by birth, then they are certainly thriving because in order to have many children, you have to be thriving as a family. Apply common sense, Atik. Sanju is responding.
Thank you. You know, Atikur Rahman raised a very...
No, Atik, Sanju is responding. I've got limited time.
You are not clear yourself.
This is not the way to debate.
That it is by
it's an important issue. What kind of a debate is this? Fine, let him shout.
Don't shout. Don't get angry at each other.
Your part.
I'm not getting angry. I'm saying let him shout after he's done.
You are not clarifying it is by birth
why are you shouting? I'm here.
Or by conversion.
I'm here. I have the best studio in the country. Why are you shouting?
No,
audio is good.
You are not clarifying it. That means you have ulterior motives. It's juvenile on your part.
No, one minute. Sanju, continue, please. I'm extending. Sanju,
Thank you. Okay. Arnab, Atikur Rahman has raised a very valid point. I made a reference to that in my opening statement. Now this is it. Yes, when you talk about Muslim population, it includes organic growth. It also includes inorganic growth by way of illegal conversion, by way of infiltration that may have happened, by way of illegal immigrants who may be seeking refuge here, and by way of illegal or coerced conversion.
Yeah.
But let's not lose the woods for the trees, and I will just finish in 30 seconds. When you speak of West Bengal and you see that the population has risen from 2.1 crore to 3.2 crore, and I'm talking of Muslim population, which is a 52% rise, you can clearly draw a conclusion that this staggering rise could not have been organic alone. But when you look at Uttar Pradesh, where you have roughly 4 crore Muslims out of a total population in Uttar Pradesh to the tune of 22 or 23 crore, then you have to admit that the entire rise in Muslim population in Uttar Pradesh is organic. In West Bengal, it is a mix of organic plus inorganic. But in Uttar Pradesh, it is entirely an organic rise in Muslim population. Muslim population 2 decades back or 3 decades back in Uttar Pradesh was 1.5 or 2 crores.
Is it all three?
Uttar Pradesh
Okay,
has
now.
4 crore Muslims. Today, Uttar Pradesh has 4 crore Muslims, and it's an
I'm going to Nikhil now.
You are evading.
I'm going to Nikhil now. You know, when we utter lies, like there was this article somewhere, I think in the Wire, which says, does this country hate Muslims? Muslims are protesting not because their religion is in danger, but for the imperiled constitution. Modi's majoritarianism is a poison and cancer that can destroy the soul of India, blah, 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 blah. That kind of boring stuff. All I'm saying to these people, Muslims are not in any danger. Because Muslim population has gone up by 43% as a percentage share. What more do you want? 100%? Nikhil?
Thank you. Sanju, please don't interject. I'm starting on the debate 42 minutes into the debate.
I'm not interjecting you. I'm making a limited point. Stop giving me lectures.
Okay. Chill.
First of all, I thank Dr. Ravi for putting out such an analysis in the public domain.
Condescending. I will speak when I need to speak. Arnab Goswami is the anchor. You are not the anchor. You are not the anchor. Arnab Goswami will interject.
Okay. Sanju, let him. You made your point, let him. Sanju, you made your point, let him for tonight, please.
Ridiculous, yeah. Please.
Yeah, you also know Nikhil, no? Please, don't keep whining too much. Just go into the debate, no? Sanju, please, pull back. No, you made your point, pull back. back now.
Could have faded down. Allah, for heaven's sake, could have faded down. I need to make my point. The BJP has been trying to make this boogie in the country that the Muslim population in the country is going to rise and they're going to become the majority in the country. But Dr. Ravi's analysis has very clearly shown that the Muslims, as a percentage of the population in India, has grown from 10% to 15%.
Muslims are the second largest majority
number one.
in
Number
India.
two, this analysis is from 1950 to 2015, before the Modi.
We have about 20 or 22 crore odd Muslims in a country.
Come on now, ladies and gentlemen, hot debate, Nikhil.
Louder, Nikhil. This analysis is not how you can do that. Secondly, time and again, Sadhu and other people from the BJP have been saying that Muslim population has increased while the Hindu population has decreased. The percentage has increased. Their share as a percentage has increased, not their share overall. Hindu population has also increased. Hindu population went from 2.5 crore to 96.6 crore.
He's not happy. He's saying today, Sohail, 1 minute, let me understand what he's saying, Sanju. He's saying, Sohail, it's not good enough. 43% not good enough. Muslims should have grown from 9% to a simple majority of 51%. On an aggregated, they should have grown by 10%. Every couple of years, you wanted the Muslim population at 51% in the country.
Nikhil is not the reproducer-in-chief.
Thank you. Nikhil and...
Nikhil's point about the spin on majority versus minority is irrelevant. You know, everyone is moving this argument towards the bucket of hate. No one is saying that the country is in danger because the Muslim population is rising or the Hindu population is decreasing. The topic of the debate is Hindu numbers fall. It doesn't say India in danger because Hindu numbers fall. So why are you conjecturing things that don't even...
But Hindu numbers are not falling, Mr.
No, 1 minute, Nikhil. Now, did I interrupt you, my son? I didn't interrupt you, na?
Son is too much, eh? You're not that old yet.
But anyway, you know, I'm saying it out of affection. Never interrupt.
Okay.
Don't become like all these other panelists. Always speak when you're asked to speak. I will end by saying only one thing. We are living in a great country. And I mean no cliches. We are all living and coexisting.
True that.
Some politicians will try and create differences. Don't be stupid enough to fall for that. We are living happily. I'm as proud of the contribution of my Muslim brothers and sisters as I am of... Why are you neglecting Parsis? They are the most decent people. I am saying, be happy, live properly. Whoever wants to produce more children, let them produce. Koi desh khatre mein nahi hai bhaiya.
Koi khatre mein nahi. I say this. You know that Grammy song?
Arnab Goswami will remain the same. All you people will remain the same. That gentleman with the beard and hair on the head. Actually, there are so many on this panel. He will also remain the same. Sab khush raho, pyar se raho.
So says Saint Sohail Said tonight. I love that angelic, saintly side of yours nowadays, Sohail.
What is the point? Half you people lose your hair because
okay,
you're angry.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come on. Let me promo my big thing tomorrow. Viewers, you know, we have this great interview with the Prime Minister. Oh God, I just can't help promo this every time. It's just an incredible interview with the Prime Minister. We'll see that tomorrow. How do I see the last debate? The way I see it is that proportionately Hindus are 7.82% down. It shows the syncretic nature of the Hindu civilization. And also, it shows the atmosphere that allows for minorities to prosper and thrive. The way I see it, if numbers and data are the indicator, then it should be the Hindu community which is in danger. And the Hindu community which should feel victimized and insecure. Nobody should feel victimized and insecure ever, ladies and gentlemen. I am not saying at all that Hindu khatre mein hai, because the Hindu philosophy, Hindutva, Sanatan Dharma is too deep to ever suffer from any insecurity. However, this extremely detailed report is a body blow to the wire and scroll lobby, which spreads the bogey about Muslims being at any disadvantage in our great country. That's the way I see it. And viewers, shamelessly promoting the big interview tomorrow because it's truly a remarkable interview. And I believe that the Prime Minister was very generous with his time. And not just generous with his time, he was very accurate and he spoke with a tremendous amount of clarity in this interview. I believe this is not just an election interview, viewers. If you want a sense of Narendra Modi's vision, and if you'd like a deeper idea of his worldview which guides his governance, then I think it's a must-watch tomorrow. So that is all day tomorrow. The Prime Minister's interview with me and the Republic Media Network, of which I'm going to run some promos and clips right now. So tomorrow, see you tomorrow with that.
जी
नमस्कार। नमस्कार। कैसे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी?
देखिए, मजदूरी कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, आप इतना आजकल घूम रहे हैं और बहुत कैंपेनिंग बहुत इंटेंस है इस बार आपकी।
वैसे हर चुनाव में करते हैं, कोई ज़्यादा अलग से कर रहे हैं ऐसा तो नहीं है।
पर इस बार रोड शोज बहुत है आपके, ज़्यादातर हमने देखा
हुआ क्या है जी कि शाम को हमारा एक प्रॉब्लम ये है, ये हेलीकॉप्टर का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि सूर्यास्त के पहले आपको लास्ट डेस्टिनेशन छोड़ना
करना पड़ता है जी।
उसके बाद एक्चुअली कैंपेन के लिए 3-4 घंटे का सही समय होता है। अब वो मेरे जैसे को काम नहीं आता है, क्योंकि मेरे लिए तो फिर उसमें से मैंने एक रास्ता खोजा
जी
कि जहाँ मेरा डेस्टिनेशन ख़त्म हो जाता है तो मैं एक स्थान पे रोड शो कर लूँगा, तो एक एक्स्ट्रा कार्यक्रम मेरा।
प्रधानमंत्री जी, मैंने जो ऑब्जर्व किया आपको, आप बहुत मास कांटेक्ट, 1-to-1 कांटेक्ट करते हैं जब आप जाते हैं। मैंने देखा अहमदाबाद में एक बुजुर्ग महिला ने आके राखी भी लगाई है आपको।
जी।
उस तरह का कांटेक्ट जो है वो रैली से ज़्यादा इन रोड शोज में भी होता होगा।
वैसे रैली में भी अनुभव आता है, रोड शो में सिक्योरिटी की मर्यादाएं रहती हैं
जी।
तो मैं ज़्यादा उनको एड्रेस नहीं कर पाता हूँ, लेकिन मैं देख लेता हूँ कि हाँ यार, कोई खड़ा है, कोई चाहता है। जैसे कुछ बच्चे आजकल पेंटिंग बना के लाते हैं,
ले आते हैं।
हाँ, लेकिन उनके समाधान के लिए मेरा मन करता है कि मैं उनको ले लूँ। अगर एड्रेस है तो मैं चिट्ठी लिखता हूँ बच्चों को।
जी। तो मोदी जी, ये कैंपेन मैं तो आपको बहुत सालों से फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, ये कैंपेन में कुछ अलग आपको लग रहा है पिछले 2014 या और माहौल की बात जो होते हैं, इंटरव्यू से पहले पूछना चाहूँगा, ओवरऑल माहौल कैसा लग रहा है आपको इस बार?
देखिए, 2014 के चुनाव में जब मैं गया
जी,
तो देश मुझे जानता नहीं था। मैंने थोड़ा बहुत मीडिया से जानता था और मैं गुजरात में काम करता हूँ, उतना ही पता था उनको ये मालूम तो था नहीं भाई एक्चुअली क्या है। तो लोगों की क्यूरियोसिटी बहुत थी। तो 2014 में देखता था, मैं जो चीज़ कहता था उसको वो बहुत ही एक प्रकार से नापने की कोशिश करता है, ऐसा मुझे उनकी आंखों से दिखता था।
अच्छा,
कि क्या ये हो सकता है, क्या ये संभव है क्या, क्योंकि उन्होंने ऐसा कभी देखा नहीं था।
जी जी जी।
तो उनके लिए सब नयापन था। 2019 में गया
जी,
तो मैंने देखा कि एक बड़ा विश्वास का नजर मुझको लग रहा है यार, आदमी 14 में जो कहता था 5 साल उसने
डिलीवर किया,
बर्बाद नहीं किए। उसने लगातार जो कहता था उसको करने का प्रयास किया। लोग मुझे इस बात पे जज नहीं करते थे कि हुआ या नहीं हुआ, पूरा हुआ या आधा हुआ, लेकिन ये जज करते थे कि दिशा सही है कि नहीं, प्रयास ईमानदारी से हो रहा है कि नहीं, और मेहनत करने में कोई कमी है क्या जी। और इन सारी कसौटियों पे देश ने कम से कम मुझे पॉजिटिव पाया। 19 में जब मैं गया तो ये अनुभव था
जी।
24 में मैं देख रहा हूँ
जी
कि मेरी सफलता ही मेरे लिए चुनौती बनती जा रही है। सफलता इसलिए चुनौती बनती जा रही है कि उनको लगता है यार ये 14 में कहता था, देखिए 19 में यहाँ तक गया, 19 में कहता था यहाँ तक गया। अब उनको अपेक्षाएं रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी की बहुत कम है। अब सामान्य हिंदुस्तानी मानता है कि हमारा देश पीछे नहीं होना चाहिए, हमारा देश अब आधुनिक होना चाहिए, हमारे देश में वैज्ञानिकता होनी चाहिए। ये सामान्य मानवीय की सोच है और वो एडप्ट करता है। खास करके डिजिटल इंडिया ने
जी
उसको अनुभव करवाया
जी जी जी
कि ये सब संभव है, हम भी ये कर सकते हैं। सामान्य मानवीय को, वरना टेक्नोलॉजी घर में